schools worldwide. His story, 5 Garbage Bags and a Dream, is one of the top stories in the national bestseller, Chicken Soup for the African American Soul. He is in his last phase of his next book, Winning the Heart of At-Risk Youth, which will be published by ASCD, the Association for Supervision and Curriculum Development. As a speaker and consultant, he has been invited to speak at thousands of schools, education associations, workforce development organizations, and nonprofits. He has shared the stage with some of the foremost thought leaders in the world. His work in helping schools and school districts improve the academic and life outcomes for at-risk students is legendary. Coach D's HYPE, Helping Youth Pursue Excellence program, was recognized as one of the top contracting youth workforce development programs by the United States Department of Labor. HYPE was a leadership, workforce, and soft skills development program funded with the WIA, Workforce Investment Act grant. Coach D is a regular media guest and has appeared on many radio and television shows to provide expert opinion on youth, school, community, and family development. He is a first-generation college student and the first person in his family to receive a bachelor's degree. Most importantly, he has been happily married for 23 years and the father of 4 wonderful children. Everybody, let's give a hand for Coach.
You know, one thing that Rodman and Marcia didn't tell me when we were discussing, speaking at your conference, is how good-looking people in Virginia are. Oh my goodness! Why don't you look at somebody next to you and give them a handshake and say, "You sure do look good today." You sure do look good today. Oh my goodness! Now look at him one more time and say, not as good looking as me, but keep working on it. Some of you guys like enjoying that part a little too much. And if you know what I mean, enough is enough. And so I had one person in my life that said enough is enough. And that one person that said that was my mother. Could we give moms a hand clap, please? Moms are so special. Moms are so special. My mom said enough is enough because in my family, no one had an education. So everyone had dropped out. So we were unfortunately reaping the negative benefits of that. So my mom said, we need to do something to change the course of this family. And so she decided that the reason why we are in the situation that we're in is because nobody has an education. So my mom did something that changed my life forever. My mom decided to go back to school. And she became the first person in my family's history to graduate with a high school diploma. The first one to do so. Thank you. First one to do so. And let me say this. Not only was she the first one, she went on to business school too and received some instruction there, but she was also named the class valedictorian. And she gave the class valedictorian speech in a full-length leather suit. In the month of June. Like 952 degrees out, Mom had a little suit on. So I was always the kind of young person that had something to say, so I said, Mom, you look hot up there. I mean, like literally hot. It's like 90 degrees, you got a suit on. That's kind of hot jump. And but she went on from there, and as a result of education, she ended up landing a job with a company by the name of Allegheny Airlines, which today is US Air Incorporated, which was purchased by American. And we went from abject poverty in the city of Syracuse, New York, abject poverty, to now traveling all over the United States of America for free. Because when your parent works for airlines, guess what? You pay $0. And she took, could you imagine, you're like 9 years old, and your mom said, we're going to, you boys have been good boys, my brother and I, take you anywhere in the country you want to go. Anybody want to take a guess what we chose? There's 2 little 9-year-old boys. That's right, Disney World, that's right. Now, some of you, that's not a big deal, but were you the first person in your neighborhood to go to Disney World? Well, you got bragging rights, baby. Came back home, my Mickey hat on, and I wore pride. Still got it. But my mom changed our lives. But let me back up into that story and share something that relates to you. Well, my mom was going for her education. You got 2 boys and you need care. You need help. So unfortunately, family members were tied up trying to get their lives together. We didn't have a lot of assistance, but my mom's schooling went late. And so there was one place that said, we'll take your boys. And that was the Boys Club of Syracuse, New York. A gentleman by the name of Donnie Fielder. And Donnie, from 3 to like 5, 6 o'clock, we would go to the Boys Club. And we would do, involved with activities. It was an after-school program there. And we would involve with academic enrichment. We would do all types of things. And Donnie became like a father to the kids that were there. And so as a result of Donnie's intervention, my mom was able to get her education, and everything in our lives changed. And so I'm saying that to say to you, when you look at some kids come from environments and worlds where they have it all. They have the family balance, they have the financial resources. They may not even need an after-school program because they have so many resources to do things. But a lot of kids who are in after-school programs don't have all that. They don't have all the, they don't have maybe all the infrastructure to be able to do all the neat things that kids from wealthy families are able to do. So I want you to know, I'm going to stand to my side, and I got to be careful because this stage is a little wild. I don't want to do the wobble, baby, wobble. I don't want to dance up here, but where this thing is wobbling, I don't know, But I want you to understand the power in which you have, because sometimes we do this work and we don't sit back and become introspective and think about what we do. Everybody stand to your feet real quick. Real quick. Because we want to set the tone for this conference and set the tone for you going back to your programs. You're no longer after-school experts in whatever position, or teacher, educator, if you're an administrator. I want you to find 10 people in the next minute, give them a double high five and say, you are a generational transformation expert, baby. Go on, tell them that right now. You are a generational transformation expert. The bigger picture for what it is they want to accomplish. And I told my staff, I said, we need to have a paradigm within our organization. I don't want to be like every other organization. I just don't want to have a grant. I don't want to have to win an RFP and we do our jobs and we go home. I want to impact these young people's lives. And I said, what can we do? We started off with a pilot program. We became one of the top funded programs within our area of expertise because we produce results. I told my staff, I said, I don't want to just do this. I want these kids, I want 5, 10, 15 years from now that they can come back and say, you impacted my life. I was telling the table here, even before I got into programs, I was involved with youth, and one of the former employees for the Department of Education, Patience Scott, worked in their department, in their department. But she's a young person that we mentored years ago. And so we wanted to do something. I said to my staff, there's 2 words. You want to write these words down. Then I said, we're going to operate by on a day-to-day basis so that we are optimizing our potential within this organization. Because I don't want these young kids just to come here. I want them to walk away changed. So the first word I want to share with you is this, the word perception. I said the word perception. And that's, that was pretty cool. Some of y'all right there didn't see that last part. Let me do back and show one more time. Oh, there it is right there. And one thing I shared with my staff was this: a person's perception will ultimately become a person's reality. If I walk in here during the day and I got an attitude, the kids are going to feel it. If I walk in here and I do a job and I feel like I don't want to be here, they're going to know if we want to be here or not. I said, so we have got to have the right perception, organizationally, individually, when we're working with these young people. Yes, we have bad days. Yes, we have things sometimes when we're off. I said, but these young people are depending on us. So we have to have the right perception. This gentleman in the picture here is Bill Russell, one of the greatest basketball players that ever lived. And so I was at an event with him. One of my mentors was a guy by the name of Bill Milliken, who started an organization called Communities in Schools. I think there's a few CIS people there, you go right there. Bill was my mentor. And Bill took me up to New York, and I had a chance to meet these people. The Royal Bank was having a big event for mentoring. There was a lot of celebrities there, and he was one of them. And so I said to him, I said, Mr. Russell, what was it about the Boston Celtics that caused you guys to win? And this is what he said. He said, when we stepped on that court, collectively as a team, we had a perception that nobody could beat us and nobody would beat us. That's how we played. Like, winning was just who we are. You know what I mean? Give somebody a high five and say, let's say failure is not an option, baby. Give them a high five and say failure is not an option, baby. Failure is not an option. You see, it's an attitude. guess what? They went out there, he won 11 NBA championships. 11. So a lot of champions, how we see things. All right? So the first core philosophy was this. Kids are not committed to programs. Kids are committed to people. Kids are not committed to programs. It's you and I that make a difference. It's you and I remember when we were running our workforce programs, people were saying, oh, we have such a problem with retention. We can't retain people. We can't. We had a waiting list of 250 kids. The kids start recruiting other kids, their peers. And I said, why? Because I shared with my staff, this is our core philosophy. When they come in here, they're going to have relationships. We're going to make the connections with them. And then the next one here is this is powerful. All right? If you use this one, don't steal it and act like it's yours. Make sure you give me credit for it. All right? Some of you are going to take this one right here. And that is a student with a dream is a student with a future. However, a student with a dream is fueled by a caring adult who believes in that dream. They'll give a person next to you a high five this time. Give them a handshake and say, you a dream maker, baby. Tell them you're a dream maker.
Dream maker, baby.
You're a dream maker, baby. You see, the bottom line is simply this. What we talked about, you know, people always say this, like with college, like how many work in, like anybody work in middle or high schools in here? I know most of the school programs are elementary school, right? You know, a lot of times people will say, you know, when it comes to college, that is, you know, a young person needs to go and try to, you know, fill out these college paperwork. I said, when I was 14, 15 years old, I didn't know how to do all of that. I need somebody to help me accomplish this goal. So that's why I say a student with a dream is a student with a future. But we are the number one X factor. I have a book that I wrote, one of my most favorite books, all the books I wrote, was a book titled The Parent is Coach, Developing a Family Dream Team. And what I outlined in that book is simply this. The parents are the coach of the household team. Everybody else is an assistant coach. We're all assistant coaches. They're the ones that got to have the vision. You know, when I spoke at one time at the PTA convention, 7,000 people at the Pennsylvania convention, the Phoenix, Arizona Convention Center, you know, I said to those parents that if you don't help your children get a sense of identity, somebody else will. Somebody is waiting to give your child a sense of identity. And if you don't give it to them, I'm telling you right now, somebody will. That's why boys go into gangs. That's why girls end up getting to girl gangs and doing things. They have not embraced a sense of identity. Why is my daughter trying to save Kenya? Because that's the way we raised our kids. Purpose, passion, finding your passion. You got a reason for this being on this earth. There's something greater. Kids need to hear that as early as possible. If you feel me on that one, can we get a show some hands? They need to give them something bigger than what society's trying to give them. This is